Karat Shalom, Kwahala, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the head apostles and great millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to Yakim out there on the highways and byways, us north in this road abroad, all around the country and all around the world. Now, I just want to talk about reproof and rebuke, because when you're in this truth, you got to be willing to take reproof and rebuke. This is not something that that you could get to get offended by. The reproof and rebuke is also there to build your spirit, to build you up more in the spirit. When you have elders of the different other camps that are set up, to lead, and if one of the brothers may in the camp go off, it's that job's elder to reprove and rebuke that, because the scripture says a little leaven leaven the whole lump. So we are to reprove and rebuke being in this truth, and from and I've seen this plenty of times, in my camp, the camp that I'm in my camp, where Elder Adam and I Moss, may reprove a brother in the camp. Instead of the brother taking heed, into applying the rebuke or the reproof, to further strengthen them in the spirit and to further his growth in the spirit, he looks at it as disrespect, he looks at it as he's being belittled, when all actuality is just there to constantly build him up in the spirit and make him a better man in this truth, But quite frankly, most brothers that come in this thing, and when they get rebuked or reproved, they end up falling out and doing their own thing, and pretty much, that doesn't really last long. Then they end up teaching however they want to teach. That's why the scripture says, woe unto them that are alone, because I feel that this needs to be put out and addressed, because at the end of the day, there's men that the Most High set up, that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai set up in the spirit to lead. And if you're not willing to take the reproof or rebuke, when you're in this thing, then you're not in the spirit. You're not in the realm of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So I just want to get right into it. And it's going to be the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2. It says, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove and rebuke, exalt with all long suffering and doctrine. There you go. It says reprove and rebuke. So our job, us being out there on the highways and byways, us, when the heads or the elders of the camps out there, if they see a brother going off, it's our job to reprove or rebuke that brother in the spirit. We are to rebuke and reprove. That's why we say GMS has 100% truth. GMS is that standard. We set the standard, we set the bar, of the of all the other Israelite camps out there. We set the bar and we set the standard, because ultimately, that's what you need, as a functioning body. As a functioning body, we got to make sure that, everything is functioning properly of that body, And if something is wrong with that body, we have to call it out and to reprove and rebuke it, That's the job of, being in this truth. Because you just can't come in here, thinking that you could teach however you want to teach, or teach in a way where it feels comfortable for you to teach, or to do what you want to do when you come in this truth, No. There are standards and there are rules and regulations of being in this truth. And that's why, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua on down, and the elders, that's why the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is dealing with GMS. Because we're setting the bar and we're setting standards to make sure that the body is is functioning properly, Because at the end of the day, like the elders, like the elder Dama, when we were talking, when he was talking to the class and talking to the brothers, that he brought out that when this thing started to blow up, when this truth really started to flood the streams of YouTube and starting to blow up, there were brothers, trying to teach any kind of way, and when the elder apostle Tahar gave that order, to buckle down and to settle down, that's when men started to buck up, saying that, I'm a grown man, I could do whatever I want to do. You can't do whatever you want to do. This is a body, This is serious business, This is a very strict thing. That's why we're in captivity today, because we didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua instructed us to follow. You see? That's the same reason why we're in captivity today, for not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Why are we in this captivity? For reprove and rebuke. The Most High is reproving and rebuking us for not keeping the law, statutes, and commandment. Likewise, in this truth, when you come in this truth and when you come in to a GMS camp, that's what we are to do. If a brother's going off and a brother, says something he had no business saying, we got to reprove and rebuke that. And, and quite frankly, many brothers get offended and upset because they can't handle that rebuke, And if you can't handle rebuke or reproof, then you're not a man of the Lord. You're not in the realm of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So part of being in this truth is to handle reproof and rebuke. That what makes you a better person. That what molds you and shapes you into a better man, and that's what helps you grow in the spirit more. Is by reproving and rebuking, and exalt with all long sufferance. Verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts they shall heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, They shall heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall turn unto fables, That's what most of these guys do when they come in. When we rebuke and reprove them, they want to turn their ears away from the truth, and go on to fables. Like we had one guy that came in the camp that said, he had to be circumspect because, he thought we were comfy, he thought we was of comfy's camp, And when the elder Dama reproved that brother, checked that brother, he fell out of the truth. He went out and did his own thing for a while, but it didn't come to naught. Then he ended up, completely falling out, and bugging out after that. So, being in this truth, you got to be willing to take the reproof and rebuke, being in this thing. That's what strengthens your spirit, and that's what makes you a better person. That's what makes you grow more in the spirit. And with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. And I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Reprove Rebuke. Double honors to the head apostles, a great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to Yakim out there on the highways and byways, knows in this word abroad. And with that, I want to say shalom.